Yo guys, welcome back to Videomas Day 11. Holy shit, it's 11 already. Yeah, so today's video is going to be a video that I was going to try and do a while ago for Videomas, which was a semi-success last year. It was me reading a chapter from a Phineas and Ferb book, which, if you don't know, it was a Disney Channel show about two brothers that just had 104 days of summer vacation and school just came along to end it. Yeah, so basically it's like a summer. Every episode was a different event or different thing they built. One time they might have built a bloody rocket to space, and then next day they might have made like a time machine to go back to dinosaurs and that. Yeah, from 2007 to around 2011. Yeah, and they're doing a revival next year. Yeah, so today's today's Videomas video is going to be me reading from Phineas and Ferb Daredevil Days. I won't be reading the whole book because there's like 100 and something pages, so I'll probably read maybe half of chapter 1 or maybe chapter 1, we'll see. Yeah. It was another glorious day of the summer holidays. Phineas, Flynn, and Ferb Fletcher, that's the main characters there, if you can see them. That's Phineas and that's Ferb. Yeah. They were sitting down on the living room sofa with Phineas's grandparents, Grandma Betty, Joe, and Grandpa Clyde. They were all listening to Mr. Fletcher giving an exciting speech on antique thimbles. And that is why the 18th century's sewing thimble is not only a slice of history, but a compelling example of American grit and perseverance, Mr. Fletcher said. Reading from his note card, he would be speaking in front of a large crowd that afternoon and wanted to practice his speech one last time. He looked at his family eagerly. That photo? Great, Dad, Phineas said. Mr. Fletcher knew everything there was to know about antiques, which was a good thing because he owned an antique store in town. Oh, that's wonderful, Grandma Betty Jo cheered. Then she dropped her head and pretended to snore loudly. Scolded Mrs. Flynn, Phineas's mother. Oh, I'm kidding, Grandma Betty Jo said with a chuckle. She smiled at Mr. Fletcher. Your speech is going to be a big hit at the Antique Thimble Conference. I said this last time. Antique Thimble Conference. I can't read sometimes. It's bloody terrible. Phineas's mum looked down at her watch. Think we're going to be late for it if we don't get on the road, she reminded him. Thanks again for looking after the kids today, she said to her parents. Candace is skating at the park. All the numbers are on the fridge. Please be good for your grandparents, boys, Mr. Fletcher called to the boys as he and his wife left the house. Yeah, how are you liking it so far? Phineas and Ferb waved goodbye. The house seemed strangely quiet. What were they going to be doing all day? Even Perry, the boy's pet platypus, looked a little bored. But then the grandmother gave them a sly smile. You want to go down and embarrass your sister at the park, she asked. And there's another photo. So I'm pretty sure this episode was taken from this book was taken from an episode of the series. Yeah, Phineas and Grandpa Clyde cheered in unison. We like Grandpa Clyde. The boys and the grandparents dashed out of the room, leaving Perry staring blankly after them. The day was getting better already for him because he also had to sneak off every time to become like a secret assassin thing / spy. At the park, Candace's best friend Stacy Hirano was helping Candace roller skate. You got it, Stacy cheered, skating in front of Candace. You may be rusty, but you got it. Stacy was a natural skater. Candace Flynn, on the other hand, was not. She was a whiz when it came to shopping, singing, and acting, but skating wasn't her thing. Can't turn around or stop, but I got it. Candace was flailing her arms, frantically trying to keep her balance. I wonder if Jeremy's skating here today, she said. Jeremy Johnson was a classmate of Candace and Stacey, and he worked at the local burger joint. Candace had a mega crush on him. In Candace's eyes, Jeremy was absolutely the cutest guy on the entire planet. Suddenly, Stacey stopped skating, causing Candace to nearly crash into her. Oh no. Stacey pointed across the park. Isn't that your family? She asked. Candace's mouth dropped opened. What were they doing there? She spotted Ferb roller skating nearby in graceful circles. See, I told you Ferb was a great skater, Phineas said to his grandma, beaming proudly. They were all decked out in their skating helmets and elbow and knee pads. Grandpa Clyde was sitting on a nearby bench, watching all the action. Oh, that's my boy, Grandma Betty Jo cooed, admiring Ferb's technique. She and Phineas joined Ferb out on the pavement and skated dazzling loops and spins around one another. A crowd had gathered to watch them. They were really good. Suddenly, Grandpa Clyde spotted Candace skating down the path. Yoo-hoo! He called to her. Hello. Grandma Betty Jo shouted, waving wildly at Candace. Hey Candace, jump in, Phineas yelled as he spun around in a circle. Suddenly Candace stopped short, and that's the photo of them skating. Candace looked over at her brothers and grandparents in horror. Turn me around, Stacey, she commanded. Stacey pointed her friend in the opposite direction and then rolled away from Candace's family. Candace was not happy. Leave it to Phineas to spoil a perfectly pleasant day at the park. I'll get you, Phineas, she thought. Yeah, so that happens to be chapter 1 of Phineas and Ferb Daredevil Days. Yeah, so if you like this sort of content, you can suggest it in the comments. I might do more of it. And I'll see you tomorrow for Videomas Day 11. 12. See ya.